Hello, welcome to Sangeeta Creates. Today's art challenge is inspired by Chloe Roll's art. The challenge is to choose a particular color and to use all the art supplies, but I've tweaked it a little bit and I've used only pens. I picked up the color blue and chose all the pens from different brands. So I started off with mapped pens and drew grid lines, after which you see me using Camlin watercolor brush pens. These are wonderful. You can layer them up really well. I genuinely enjoy using these pens. You see that this sketchbook is not really built for watercolor and the paper rises a little bit, but that's completely alright. Sketchbooks allow us to explore how different pens work on them. After which I moved on to Flair fountain pen. Because the paper is still damp, when I added blobs of ink, it spread really beautifully, which gave it a really cool effect. And I tried to lift some of the paper off with tissue. I then moved on to Pentel energels and drew these water drip kind of patterns and colored them in using Sakura souffle and moonlight. Tried to give it a little bit of a dark tone, light tone effect. I even added the souffle in the dark blue areas. You see me moving on to Montex glitter pens in dark blue and using souffle again to add these lines and give more depth to the dark blue. I went ahead and switched pens. Now I'm currently using Stardust from Sakura in dark blue and light blue. Then Uniball clicker pens, I think this is 0.7, the nib size, to a water drop. Now back to Pentel energels and Montex ball pen. Sharpie stain to create this really cool dark water drop in the light blue zone. And this is Luxor fine tip pens, and I'm adding these circles with a dark blue and adding more detail to the triangle. Artline coloring pens, these are called, I think. And I use them in both dark blue and light blue to create this wave. So the theme is very water based. I think it's quite obvious from the get-go. And I'm back to the Luxor pens to create more depth in the design. Now I'm using Artline Yodel pens in a dark blue variation. They come with almost 4 to 5 different shades of blue, which is really awesome, I think. Spoiled for choice, as you can see. I'm using the Luxor chiseled pens. These are great for making placards if you're working in school or if you want to make a poster. I think those are really cool. I'm adding more detail with the Yodel pens to give it a variation of thick and thin lines. That's what I'm going for here. I often tend to use this coloring technique because it gives a really cool effect to the coloring where you're not completely coloring it in. It's almost like a light and dark variation again. You see me using Luxor pens again. These are 0.7 thickness. I'm using the Artline brush pens now for the borders, and these are Faber Castell connector pens. This set is amazing. It comes with so many tones of different colors, blues, greens, yellows and reds. You're just spoiled for choice again. And they never tend to run out, which is pretty surprising to me because I've used them a lot. I've moved on to Artline drawing pens. The nibs are much thinner when you compare them to the brush pens, as you can see now. The brush pens come with a lot more variation in blues. I'm adding the triangles using connector pens. And these are brush pens again. I'm almost reaching the end of the picture. I do not use pens for most of my projects, and I just wing it as I keep going along. These are the touch water based marker. They come with both a chiseled and a bullet tip. I genuinely find these pens really amazing to work with. They have a very smooth application, and that's the end of my blue pen mandala challenge. I hope you all enjoyed it. Please to follow me on Instagram for more pictures. Bye.